Hello, everybody. My name is Roy Nemmer of Mundo Albiceleste.com. I am joined by the one, the only, the living legend himself, Sebastian Garcia. Seba, how are you?
You're with what's left of me. I mean, I'm in pieces. My voice is gone. I'm completely, I am. I already have an age where I'm supposed to, keep calm, stay cool. I'm guilty. I'm
This is
not.
not
I'm
it.
not able to. Yeah, I'm not. I'm not able to. I lost it. I lost it several times tonight.
I
But so happy to be here.
absolutely. I'll be honest, and I mentioned this to you yesterday off air, and I'm man enough to admit it here. I told you, Seba. I said I think Argentina wins in the 90 minutes. If it goes to penalty kicks, I think Argentina loses. I was wrong. Emiliano Martinez, the hero, saved the entire planet, saved Argentina.
My God.
Um,
How
yeah,
how great was that? I don't
it's
know. Maybe we'll be a little bit disorganized. We haven't rehearsed
yeah.
anything. We literally connected just 30 seconds ago, so we don't
Apologies
have
to
a
everybody.
we don't have a routine or
No.
a plan. We just we're just going live as
We are winging this, and usually we
yeah.
have a plan. It's structured, and we're gonna talk about this and this. But what's structure after what we just went through? That's number one. Number two, I see a lot of people in the chat. As we always do, let us know where you're from around the world. Where are you watching us? Where are you supporting Argentina? Let us know in the chat. Um, this will give me and Seba just a couple of moments as well to kind of get our thoughts together just a little
Yeah.
bit. But let us know where everybody is from. Everybody's watching us from. Hey, someone from Argentina is from Mendoza.
Nice, nice.
From Mendoza, we have uh, India, Nigeria, Chicago, Colorado, Nepal, Bangladesh, Trinidad and Tobago, Miami, Florida,
Oh my
India. I
God.
saw John as well as from Malaysia. One from Tanzania. I saw Tanzania. Another one from Trinidad and Tobago. It's yeah, Philippines.
This is so
Philippines.
great.
It's
Luckily, no one from Colombia.
no one so far.
No offense, no offense. They're all welcome, but at least these are all friendly messages. Nobody's
No,
angry.
absolutely, absolutely. I saw Sweden as well. I think here we go. Sweden, John, Malaysia, Zach from Morocco.
Beautiful,
It's
beautiful.
yeah,
This is
yeah.
so great. We're here, and this is a good moment, a moment as good as any, to say that we are going through a lot of emotions, and we are spread across the country, the world, not just the country. Scotland is one of the lands where they love Diego
Yeah,
Maradona just as much as we do. But you know, I'm so happy that we can share all these emotions with people spread in all different latitudes, and you're gonna help us um, go through everything that we just seen, because it was too much to take in one in one evening. um, Emotions are flying high. I have kids. The the the, the eldest is 11. He was all over the place. He was so emotional. And the little one, you saw him in the last live appearance that he made. He was crying because he got scared, because there were so many screams and so many
yeah,
shouting, and he was scared, and he didn't want anything to do with the
yeah.
game. But just let us know how you lived through
How's
the penalty shootout, how you lived the game, what do you think about the
let's
game, and we will start talking about the game
yeah.
slowly.
So first things first, I guess let's get to it.
Yeah.
Well, let's build up to it. Actually, let's go to
All right.
Lautaro
Yeah.
Martinez goal. Let's
Let's
build up
do
to
the
it.
chronological order, because if we start from at the end, we're not going to talk about anything else. So let's
No,
go. Yeah, I agree with that. National anthem, if you want, everything.
no. So let's start with the goal. So Dio Lo Celso plays a beautiful pass in to Leo. Messi kind of controls it, miscontrols it, gets the ball back, plays it to Lautaro. Lautaro 1-0. Seba, what do you think of the goal?
I was so glad because Lautaro had an early chance, even earlier than that. It was pretty right off the mark. We just scored as we normally do. Is that's one of the things that I will say. It's a very good thing about this team. We
Yeah.
don't take too long to score normally, and it's pretty consistent in that sense. And Messi sent the cross to Lautaro early on with his right foot, and Lautaro won a header, and it was just wide, and that was a sign of things to come. And only a couple of minutes later, again the same combination: Messi play a back pass, and Lautaro with a simple finish. He gave Ospina no chance, and that was wonderful because he kept the run going. Third game in a row that he scores, and it will do wonders for his confidence. That's what we always said, and I re- I remember saying because I know Lautaro since he was a little kid, and I saw him make his professional debut for my club in Argentina, Racing Club, and I know he doesn't need too many chances to put them away, and that wasn't um, on showing in the last international window before the Copa America, a couple of World Cup qualifiers. He was struggling, he was low on confidence, but then he came alive when it mattered the most, and he gave us that move gave us an early lead. And another thing that I mentioned just briefly, and I said when Lautaro missed the header, I said, well, maybe it's not necessarily a bad thing because that would have meant that we were going to play bad for 85 minutes because that's another of the tendencies that we're seeing. That's another pattern that we see with this team. We score and then we play bad, and then we concede the initiative, and it's a different team.
It,
And it was again after that goal, it was a different team.
it's yeah. They went back to what we saw earlier in the group stages, what we saw in the qualifiers. This team has an uncanny thing where they just, like you said, they score early, but then they sit back and okay, they got the goal, and right after the goal, about a minute, not even 2 minutes later, Emiliano Martinez with a very good save on Cuadrado, which easily could have brought Colombia back into the game at 1-1. So it was a good save. After that came Lionel Messi cross off the corner kick, Nicolas Gonzalez with the header, saved by Ospina. And this is another game in a row where Nicolas Gonzalez should be putting these chances away from very close range, and he's not. He's just not. And at that point, I was ready to break something because I'm like, why? Like, put Di Maria, put Papu Gomez, put anyone in. Why are we getting this? It was. I was scared at that point because at 1-0 going into halftime, obviously, Colombia would go on to score.
Sorry, I have to smile to stop for a second because I'm reading the comments in the background, and Matias Marega says in Spanish, "Why the hell are we speaking in English?" It's obviously from Argentina. Hola, Matías Marega. Estamos hablando en inglés porque esto va para todo el mundo, hinchas de Argentina para todo el mundo, pero un saludo para vos en español. Sorry for that. I was just saying hello to one of the viewers because he was asking why we're talking in English. That's the reason why we're going worldwide, and this is a vehicle for all Argentina fans that probably cannot speak in Spanish or they're learning and they need a vehicle like this to find out about Argentina and to hear us mumble and talk nonsense. But I just wanted to point that out because I was smiling because it was a curse word there that I really enjoyed.
It's okay.
It was fantastic. But going back to your point, if anything, this is a very consistent team because we always do the same thing. We go ahead, we score early, and then we disappear. And if you notice, when Colombia equalized, after that, again, we saw some purpose from Argentina. Maybe Colombia got a bit tired because they really chased the game and they were putting a huge effort. And then we said, okay, we go for it. We don't want to go to penalties. It wasn't enough. We created some chances, but it was a problem that we conceded because the plan seemed to work perfectly as long as they don't score. Even if we are not very easy on the eye, even if we're not creating chances or enjoying much of possession, the plan arguably works because you score and you don't concede. But in this case, I don't know. Maybe I'm getting ahead of the timeline, but
Go for it.
we made a mistake. We were really easy for Colombia to, uh, to make the most of an opportunity, and
Yeah.
Diaz had a fantastic game, and that finish was amazing. You have to you have to recognize that. You have to give him credit for what he scored, for the goal he scored.
Yeah.
But we should have never been in that position in the first place. That's what I mean.
Yeah, and no, it's true, and I agree. I thought for the most part, look, I know people are going to say maybe Colombia dominated and they had possession of the ball, and they did. Colombia had possessions of the ball for very, very long periods of time. But did they really do too much with it? Because if we're being honest, if you look at it, I remember the Martinez save off Cuadrado in the first half. Obviously, they
They,
scored, right, with the
and
Diaz.
they hit the post twice. There was
This
a
was right, but that
Jerry
was
Mina
set pieces.
header,
But that was a set piece.
set piece. Yeah, both.
But
Uh,
both were
yeah,
set pieces. But in terms of actually having the ball and moving it around, I thought Argentina's shape for the most part was not that bad. Was really
mhm.
not that bad. Look, I understand. Obviously, it could have been better, and it's sometimes it is scary. Yes, I'm happy we always score and we always score first. Absolutely happy about it. But it is scary when you try and play deep and you try and defend from the second you score. But so far, it's working.
Yeah,
It's absolutely working.
yeah. I mean, we could have done without the agony and, and all those emotions and the risk. It's always a risk. It could go either way.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm getting ahead of it, but let's go through some of the comments you have
Yes.
there. Loao, he's an Independiente fan. I saw a comment previously. He said, "Vamos, Emi Independiente." Credit to him. I'm on the opposing side of the road. But tonight, one Racing player score, and then an Independiente keeper was the star of the show. So it was all an Avellaneda affair for all those who follow the Argentine league and know about the clubs. That was a win made in Avellaneda, and it's a matter of pride for me because that's my
Well,
hometown. Yeah,
well, wait. I'm gonna play little devil's advocate, and we're gonna talk
yeah,
about it in a couple of moments. But if
yeah,
you want to talk about Avellaneda, I mean, where's De Paul from?
yeah. He's coming
Like,
from Avellaneda as well, but
he's from Avellaneda too. So
yeah, yeah. So I have to thank Dibu Martinez because he saved the ball. Because now, maybe in a couple of minutes, we will forget about that penalty miss because in the end, it
yeah,
wasn't what mattered at the end of the day. Obviously, things would have been different without Martinez being the hero, but and probably the Paul would have had this stain in his career.
yeah.
People will be hammering him for that. Now I think the rest of the team will support him and he will bounce back because he's great mentally and very strong.
Absolutely. No, for sure. And look, we're gonna talk about the penalties in a little bit, and I'm
Yeah,
just teasing. I'm not. You know how much I love De Paul, so I'm just teasing about
I
that.
know, I know, I know, I know.
But Patrick Saloom, right? Some focus in defense could save us all the heart attacks. It,
Agree.
it did. I couldn't have said it better myself. The
Yeah.
goal, Colombia's goal, Argentina fell asleep, and then it was a foot race between Diaz, who was tormenting Argentina pretty much all match long, up against Pesela, who's not necessarily the fastest. And it was a very good finish. It wasn't just a pace thing. It was a good finish around Martinez. So,
Yeah.
but I agree. We need. I mean, I don't know how much longer our hearts could take this.
No,
Not
I was.
but
No, 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 no. I mean, I see a couple of trending topics in the comments. One is obviously Emi Martinez, and the other is I think it's related to what we are talking about, the defense, because people are asking, will Romero be ready for the final? We need Romero, Romero, Romero. They're mentioning him in every two comments. I'm looking at this at the same time we're talking. And what about Romero? What do you know about that?
About Christian Romero, look,
Yeah.
I would be surprised if he doesn't start the final. I mean, if there were even rumors about him potentially starting the quarterfinal versus Ecuador, obviously that didn't happen. He was not part of the squad. Today, not in the semis. My guess personally is I think Scaloni and the national and the staff were gambling on the team making the final and playing him in the final. I'm trying not to be very harsh on Pasella, but I don't think Pasella has really impressed in the past two matches. The goal aside, I'm not really going to blame him for the goal because I think the entire team went to sleep on that one. But
Mhm.
I don't think Scaloni is impressed with him. And I think we still have what, three? No, we're Tuesday. We still have Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. We still have
Yeah.
about 3-4 days until the final. I would say Romero starts. There's still a couple of days, but no one really knows so far.
Yeah, you would think the player, if it was up to him, he would play even with one leg.
Yeah,
I'm worried about whether the club is pressuring. We mentioned this in previous videos. I'm wondering whether the team is putting him under pressure, and or the national team or the staff saying, "Hey, don't play him because he's on the verge of moving to
bigger
another club, and we can make a big sale." So I'm wondering if that plays a part, but I'm pretty sure my gut feeling says that if it's up to the player or the coaching staff, he will play. I will be really surprised if he doesn't play. The only worry that I have now is that he may be a little bit away from match fitness in terms of not
being
playing.
rusty.
Having not played for a couple of weeks and maybe a little bit out of rhythm, but I think even then, even in that situation, he's a better option than both Pesela and Otamendi. And another thing that I want to throw at you, because
Yeah,
sometimes you ask all the questions, I would like to ask some of the questions
absolutely.
myself
Go
today.
for it.
If you were to rank our four defenders, not counting Martinez, obviously, but the back four, if you were to rank them by performance today, let me hear you.
Otamendi. I
Yeah.
think Otamendi was our best defender. Otamendi. I thought Tagliafico had his best match this
Mhm.
entire month. Um, I mean, Molina, I don't think he was bad. I was kind of surprised he
Mhm.
got substituted, if I'm being honest. But I would go with Molina, Montiel, and then last I would put Pasella. I have not been
Right.
impressed. And I'm a fan of Pasella. I haven't been impressed by him
Right.
at all.
Yeah. I think the only difference there to me is head to head with Tagliafico. I think he had a great game.
Yeah,
Tagliafico and Otamendi neck
yeah.
to neck. We can see another ranking there. I put Montiel last, same as Abul Qasim. There, sorry for my pronunciation. I tried my best. Um, but yeah, I was surprised that Molina was is replaced because there was a moment. I think it was about the referee was about to blow for halftime, and
Yeah.
he tried to Molina tried to clear it and shoot it with all his heart, and then he misconnected, and the ball went to a Colombian player, and there was a moment that we suffered a little bit there. Luckily, we didn't concede, but if you remember, that was like the last intervention, and we
Mhm.
were thinking, okay, that tonight is not his night. But then Montiel was introduced, and I think he had a terrible game. I think he was
Yeah.
off the pace, off the distance. He looked out of depth, and arguably you can say that the goal came in the channel between Montiel and Petzela. Both could have done a little bit better. We're not gonna kill them because
No,
of
no,
that
no.
moment,
Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
but yeah. Obviously, for Tagliafico, what I would say is that he had to handle the most difficult task in the whole night,
Cuadrado.
facing Cuadrado, and I think he did much better than in previous appearances. And then he could have scored late on when he appeared on the uh, far side, the far post, and
Yeah.
it was difficult to connect, but. He could have made an impressive goal at the end to win it for us. But overall, I think he had a great performance. But as a collective, I think that was the weakest link for us. I don't think the defense provided us with any stability or security. It was
Mhm.
all down to the guy with the gloves looking after them.
So,
Yeah.
so let's get to it. Let's just
Yeah.
get to it. Let's get to the let's as they say. Let's address the elephant in the room. The penalty kicks. The penalty kicks. Emiliano Martinez, as big as an elephant in that
Wait, wait,
goal.
wait, wait. No, we
Yeah.
need to. No, let me. I
Build
will.
up to it.
Yeah. No, there was a lot more in the second half.
Okay. Sorry.
There's a couple of. Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, no. We have.
I'm a
I have
little
all
bit
night.
excited, Seb. I'm sorry, but
Yeah,
I'm excited. I think we all are.
yeah. I have all night. I have all night. I'm working from home these days due to the pandemic, so I can
Good.
I
All
can
right.
arrive I don't need
A
to
little bit
take
late.
a bus or anything. Yeah, I can arrive a
Okay.
little bit later.
All right.
No, but I think there's a lot to digest in the second
Yeah.
half. I think most people will agree the treatment that Messi got was verging on very violent. He suffered a couple of tackles that were really, really nasty.
Yeah.
One from Fabra, if I'm not mistaken, who clipped his ankle, and then we saw the bloody sock. And
Yeah.
to those in
Funny.
America or those who are fans of baseball, it reminded me of Kurt Schilling and the bloody sock game
Ooh.
against the Yankees back in the day. I think it was 2004. But the moment I saw that bloody sock, I said, "Oh my God, this is there you go, there you go. Thank you.
Oh,
This is the Kurt Schilling moment." And I was hoping for him to to score a free kick or to score a solo goal or whatever to win it. Kurt Schilling ACLS.
man.
There you go. Thank
Yeah.
you. We have the
2004.
we have the best viewers. But yeah, it
This
was
was
an
it.
instant memory. There's I tweeted something with the two
Oh,
pictures of it
let's
together. But yeah,
I'll get it.
Messi's socks was bloodier than Schilling's. Yeah, yeah, yeah. But I tell you what, it's not too many times that you see something like that. And Messi was inspirational, I think. He was being kicked in every single time. There you go. Things got complicated, Messi. That's what I read. This
The
is your
first one?
moment. This
Yeah.
is your Kurt Schilling moment. It's the translation from Spanish. There you go. That's a little stain. Kurt Schilling, I think he made a huge deal of nothing. Look at
Yeah.
Messi. There's more blood there. It looks like an episode of
Yeah.
Dexter or something like that.
Apologies if you're not a fan of. I mean, not that I don't think anyone's a fan of blood, but apologies if
Oh
you know
yeah, 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 yeah.
a little bit squeamish, but it's worth it. It's worth it for Messi, I believe. I truly believe it's worth it for Messi.
Oh my
But,
God.
yeah, it
Um,
was. And it
yeah,
seems like that kind of motivated Messi even more because we've seen it throughout his career. He'll get elbowed in the face and he'll start bleeding and then he'll score a match winner and then he gets taken down and he'll come back the next match and this motivated him even more. He got involved in the match even more. He took the ball and he nearly scored a great goal after your favorite player Angel Di Maria came on and, and he had a nice little shimmy, a nice little dummy, little dribble.
he could be my favorite sub. Let's put it that way. Yeah.
Yes.
But yeah, Messi. There were not just the ankle, but he had some moments that he was showing signs of pain, and he was suffering for a while. I apologize. I keep reading people asking us to speak in Spanish. It's not that kind of channel. You have a lot of channels for that. Sorry, but there you go. Thank you for those who understand, and I'm sorry to those who don't. But and to those who are abusing, don't worry. It happens. But going back to the game, I think Messi was even more motivated. I mean, he feeds on
He's awesome.
challenges like that. Yeah, and then if I don't want to spoil or do any spoilers, but near the end of the penalty shootout, he was really intense. He was really into it, and you could see it's a matter of pride for him. It's a matter of honor. He wants to go for it. And we're all happy to have him. I see that's the understatement of the century, but he went for it. And talk about the run near the end, which ended in a free kick for us. He took the ball really near our penalty box, and he went all the way. He ran like 80 meters, and if that ended in a goal, that would have been a classic.
He got taken down. Yeah. Oh my God.
Yeah.
He picked up and he just glided. He skipped past the first one, kept running, skipped past the second, kept running, and then finally it was the third one. And I kept thinking, is this it? Is this going to be the free kick? Is this the goal?
Yeah.
And then no, and then Colombia had the opportunity at the end. But you mentioned someone, and you said he might be your favorite substitute. And it seems as if we're talking about him in every single video now. Di Maria.
Yeah.
Easily our best substitute. I cannot remember, and I'm being honest, I'm thinking back to the Sabella days and even the Bielsa days and Beckerman, and even a little bit before. But I cannot remember a player in a tournament, at least for Argentina, that has had the consistent impact that Di Maria has had for Argentina, because he has been a
Absolutely.
difference maker for us.
I think he even thrives on that new role that he has. He's not going to start. He seems to be taking it well. I saw him really motivated during the national anthem and then he waits for his opportunity. And I think you have to give credit to a number of people there. Di Maria in the first place, because he seems to be, you know, growing in confidence and showing what he can do for the national team. It hasn't always been the case. There's so many things that went wrong in his career for the national team, and in my opinion, he never really reached his full potential for the national team. He could have been a far better player for Argentina than he was, but credit to him, he's taking this new role, this new responsibility, and doing really well with that. You have to give credit to the manager for finding that position, finding that role for him,
Yeah,
and introducing him in the right moments. I think today I would have preferred to see Papu Gomez play. Today, for me, was a kind of an ideal game for Papu, because you needed to win possession a little bit more, control the ball a little bit more, find another partner for Messi, and maybe Di Maria would have made a bigger impact if the game was still 1-0 for us. If we were winning and Colombia were a little bit more desperate, he could have done better. But still, he did a very good job. He could have ended with an assist for Lautaro.
yeah.
Lautaro I think he rushed it a little bit. He could have,
He took it
controlled
first
it.
on.
And,
He
yes,
didn't even try to control it.
yeah, he loves that. He scored so many goals with his first touch, but that was not the moment to finish with the first touch. He should have
No.
controlled it and placed it, because there was no keeper. The defenders were running like crazy with their back against the wall. They were in disadvantage, and Lautaro rushed it. Maybe he tried to surprise them, get them off balance, but it wasn't to be. But that was a fantastic move by Di Maria. And also you have to give credit to Nico Gonzalez, because the amount of work he puts, the amount of problems that he causes for the opposition. When Di Maria comes to the game, Nico already tired the complete opposing team. So I think it's important. It's a team. It's a team play, obviously. And I think everything works together, and everything it's in its right place, at least in that sense. And Nico could have scored a goal today. I mentioned last week or the last game, I said I can't remember a player that is so accident prone as Nico. Today he hit his head with Guido Rodriguez. They were almost knocked out for a while. He's always in the middle of an accident. Something happens to him at all times. But then he also could have scored. Ospina,
Yeah.
I don't know. He had a different. I don't know. I don't know what happened. He had a god for himself, because he just did this, and the ball went flipping backwards, and it ended in the roof of the net. But that would have been a well-deserved goal for Nico. Yeah.
No, absolutely.
Laughing at that goal, yeah.
So yeah, Nico could have won the Golden Boot had it not been for his bad luck. And the thing with Gonzalez, and we've touched on this, in previous videos, but he does get into opportunities. And I'm not talking about his work rate, but he does get into opportunities in front of goal, and he does get the chances. I don't know if it's luck. I don't know if it's just his finishing that needs fixing up. But hey, I'll keep taking these. I don't mind if Argentina win on Saturday. I'll buy a Nicolas Gonzalez T-shirt. I don't mind. Let's just, he does offer a lot, though. He does offer a lot for the team. But my situation with him is, you can clearly tell by the time the second half starts, he is dead tired.
Yeah, but maybe that's part of the plan. Maybe Scaloni says, I'm going to play you for 55, 60 minutes. You give it your all. You're not going to... Don't keep any energy levels for later, because I'm going to substitute you. Nowadays, managers have 5 substitutions to
Yes.
play around a little bit. That could very well be part of the plan. We will never know unless somebody asks, and Scaloni would like to reveal that. But that could be part of the plan, saying, okay, you're gonna play for 45 minutes. You're gonna play, or you're gonna play this match, and then I'm gonna rest you for the next one. That could very well be part of the plan, and if it is, it's working for the most part. Obviously, you with a little bit more luck, he could have scored a couple goals in this Copa America. But I think his contribution sometimes goes unnoticed, and I think he's playing a big part in this in the system that Scaloni is trying to play.
Yeah. He is. And look, there's a reason why he's starting pretty much every match. And like we said, the work rate is there,
Yeah,
and Scanoni likes him. And I get it. It's just now versus Brazil. Who knows? Who knows what's going to happen
yeah, yeah.
for that?
See, there were a lot of incidents in the second half. You wanted
There
to
you go.
talk straight about the World Cup,
I was so
the
excited.
penalties.
This is why I love you, Seba. This is why we're
Yeah.
here. We have
And the
to.
pool, that's another question that gets repeated in the comments. The pool on Otamendi shirt. Let me tell you my guess and what I venture about it. It was a clear penalty, obviously, but I think they didn't go to VAR because the ball was not in play yet. So that's an incident that they don't look at. So that's probably the reason why Argentina wasn't given a penalty there. In hindsight, we would have missed what was next, what came afterwards. I wouldn't change it for the world. But obviously, that's the only explanation that I could think of, because otherwise, you have to talk about bad intentions there, because it was very clear to see for all of us.
Yeah, but let's talk a little bit about the referee then, because let's say I understand your logic, or the way of thinking why it wasn't a yellow card, or sorry, why it wasn't a penalty. The amount of fouls, and Colombia kept rotating the fouls specifically in the first half, and the referee, I believe it was Valenzuela, Valenzuela of Venezuela. There you go. He kept calling the fouls. It was one foul after another, but there was no yellow cards, no nothing, and it was crazy because if I'm not mistaken, it was Tagliafico or Lo Celso? Sorry, it was Lo Celso that got the first yellow card, and he was the only yellow card of the game for like 35-40 minutes, where Colombia just kept hacking the players down.
Yeah.
feared for that in the final.
Yeah, me too. You have to. The referee in the previous game was a disaster as well. He wasn't playing advantage for us. It was weak. He was a weak referee. And this one, I think he allowed a lot of violence from Colombia. I looked at the stats quickly after the game, and Colombia committed 27 fouls. Not only the amount, but also the violence and how strong they were in every challenge, and it was systematic. You could see that was part of the plan. As you said, they were saying, "Okay, now you go, now I go. I have this," and everybody was kicking the hell out of our players. So it's a situation that worries me. Going into the final, I don't know who's going to be the referee in the final. I don't know if they had decided. There is a Spanish referee working at the Copa America right now, just the same as we have Rapalini, an Argentine referee, working at the Euros. But who knows? Who knows what's gonna happen? And Abu Qasim is saying Argentina committed 20 fouls to Colombia's 27. Is not a big difference, but the violence of those incidents, I think that's the differential, in my opinion. That's what makes you feel like, there could have been more yellow cards shown by the referee.
And should have, if you really think of it. I mean, there were a couple of instances, especially on Messi, when he attacked his ankle. I forget who the Colombian player was, but he had the 2 tackles on Messi in 2 minutes, and no yellow.
Yeah.
And at one point, you have to control. I mean, there you go. And Wes Mills, I brought up the comment by Wes Mills, where he writes, "Poor job by the referee to maintain control of the game. Also, poor timekeeping." And it's true on all counts. And I'm not just saying, he was terrible for Colombia and great for Argentina and vice versa. No. in general, I thought he was poor.
Yeah,
I thought he was poor. And you mentioned the Spanish referee for the final. Maybe that's the way to go. I don't know. I'm
yeah.
expecting it to
I
be
don't know
very.
who's gonna be. I don't know who's gonna be. There are some good referees. Back in the day, uh, it was very difficult to trust any referee in the region. And I'm from the region, so it's not no disrespect. It's just trying to state facts. But nowadays there are
No, no,
some very good referees. So,
there are.
but it's gonna be a factor. Maybe we can talk about it when we preview the final. There's time
Absolutely.
for that, but now we're heading into
Now
the
it's
the nitty
what
gritty.
everybody wants to talk about.
What
Now it's
about
what
those
everybody wants
penalties?
to
What
talk about.
about those
Those penalties.
penalties?
So, I mean, again, I told you yesterday after we went off air, I told you I think if it goes to penalties, Argentina loses. And I saw your reaction. You were kind of like,
Mm,
really, probably not. Um, and PK, so Gerard PK came out. I don't know if you saw the tweet.
I
He
saw that.
tweeted, yeah, he said something along the lines of, and I'm paraphrasing, obviously, but he said something along the lines of, they're in the Euros and the Copa America, every penalty shootout that has happened, the team that has gone first and has taken the penalty first has gone on to win, and they have to do something about this. And like, I'm paraphrasing, but essentially that was what he said,
Yeah,
and that
I
wasn't the
think
case
it's.
tonight.
Yeah, I think that was a bit lame. Maybe
Yeah,
it's a hit of the moment, but from
yeah,
Piqué coming, that was very strange to read. He's proposing something. He's saying that there shouldn't be any luck or, or randomness into play when there's a lot of stake, and he's meaning whoever wins the coin toss has an advantage. And you know, even if there are statistics, and even if you know there is a little bit of a tendency of the team playing first in the penalty shootouts tend to win. It's not like it's 90 to 10 or 80 to
no,
20.
no,
And he said it in reference to the Spain Italy shootout, where when they lost, Italy started the penalty shootout, but they missed. So
yeah,
the moment Spain went to take the first penalty, they had an advantage. The fact that they blew it away was nowhere to be seen by Piqué. But I think it's a. I think it's nonsense. I don't think there's any luck element in penalty shootouts. I'm sorry if you guys disagree. I think there's a lot of
mind games.
mentality, being strong mentally, mind games, and also talent and the bottle, as the English would say, to take the penalties and to go through the experience. And today, I don't think I ever saw trash talking of that level in a penalty shootout. Maybe it's because it's an empty stadium, the
Yeah,
microphones are there, everything was quiet, and the guy was like really going for it, and he was. I will help with some of the translations, because you may have noticed that Emiliano Martinez was talking to every Colombian players. He was getting
yeah,
in their heads. He was saying, "I know you. I know you.
yeah.
I know you're scared. I'm gonna eat you alive." That's the translation. He was saying that to Jerry
Yeah.
Mina. He's like a
He told him,
seven
"Look at
feet
me."
tall.
He said, "Look at me.
Yeah,
Look at me."
look at me. And he was talking to him even up until up until the moment where Jerry Mina kicked the ball. And that was something. I mean, that was like Michael Jordan used to do, like, getting into your rival's head. He wasn't being disrespectful or anything like that. He wasn't cursing or insulting or anything like that. He was just
Yeah,
getting into their brains and
yeah.
completely destroying them.
So,
He took them. He took them away. He took them
uh,
apart.
apparently, and I haven't. I'm gonna go back and obviously watch it. I think everyone's gonna go back and watch it. But apparently, after he saved the shot of Mina, of Yerry Mina, he told him, "Dance now." Obviously, because
I didn't
Argentina
get that.
scored versus
Of
Uruguay, and
course,
there's no
yeah.
dance. And
And
yeah,
don't forget, Jeremy
yeah,
injured him. in the World Cup
Yes.
qualifiers in Colombia. So there's a little bit of a beef there between them. They both played in Premier League. They're going to face each other
Yeah. Everton,
soon.
Aston Villa, yeah.
Yeah. But the way he got into their brains, that was, I tell you, social media was crazy. I haven't seen something like that. And he went from something about 322,000 followers on Instagram to 1 million
Wow.
in half an hour after the game. That is crazy. That is really crazy, because he's never played professional football in Argentina, so you have that element of him being a bit of an unknown
Absolutely.
figure in Argentina, because even if he plays in one of the most popular leagues in the world, the percentage of people that will follow the Premier League as much as they follow the National League, it's very small in comparison. For this audience, for Mundo Albiceleste's audience, obviously you know more Emi Martinez than you know Armani, or than
Maybe Andrada.
Marchesín and Andrada or other keepers. But it's the opposite for Argentina. So he's becoming like this cult figure overnight in a couple of performances. And what he did tonight with the microphone open, and then obviously saving three penalty kicks, that is something else. That is not even Goicoechea managed that. I mean,
No,
that was
no.
that was,
I
that was nasty.
wish I wish we could show the videos, the clips on YouTube. Obviously, copyright reasons we can't. But even the Cuadrado shot, he guessed the right way. He guessed the right way on Cuadrado. So I guess let's kind of get into it. So Cuadrado takes it first. Emi guesses the right way, can't save it. Up steps Messi, and I think Messi's penalty was what he was aiming for in 2016. I think he just finally got it in the corner. So 1-1, and then then came this is when he came alive. This is when he came alive. It was Davinson Sanchez, and then you see Martinez. He's just, look at me.
Yeah,
Like you said, I'm gonna eat you alive. Look at me, and he's about to dive, and he's still telling him, look at me.
The eye of the tiger. You could see he was in a zone. He was in a different zone. He was in a different dimension. I'm seriously saying this. If you look at, if you watch the penalty shootout again, you will see there's something in his eyes. In every replay, obviously he's fueling himself. He's motivated, getting pumped. But he was on the verge of, any referee in the world would have booked him at that time. He should have been booked, in my opinion. But that was really nasty. He was really nasty. That was dominant. I'm lost for words. I mean, I would like to read some of the comments
let's go through. So let us know what you guys think. Although I think it's all pretty positive. Jacko Taco asks, is Messi the best goalkeeper we've had since Roa and Pato? I guess on penalties, look, we can't forget Romero.
Romero. In my opinion, Romero was better than Pato. Yeah.
In 2014.
And not Pato. You mean Pato Abondancieri? Because
the
other Pato.
Not the Brazilian Pato, but Pato.
Pato Filiol. Because Pato Filiol to me is the best Argentine keeper of all time, and among the best in the world. But Pato Abondancieri is more closer to this generation.
More recent times. But look, Romero saved us in 2014 versus Colombia in 2015. I believe even in the final in 2015 and 2016, I think he even made some saves. I think he saved Vidal in 2016. Romero's been a monster for us, or was a monster.
Romero. Yeah, absolutely. But
I love Romero. I truly love Romero, but Martinez was on another level, a whole other level. Actually, I write elite mentality, and it's true. You see it, and he wasn't afraid. And I was watching the coverage here in Canada after the match, and everyone was talking about Messi and how he took the first penalty and this and that. But they said Emiliano Martinez told the team, I'm going to do this. I'm going to take this team on my shoulders and I'm going to do it. And that's what he did. Yeah. Because it's not like Colombia hit the post and hit the crossbar or missed it. No. This reminded me of Mike Tyson just trash talking. Like, I'm going to eat you alive. Like, this is it. I'm going to knock you out. You're alive. You're going to lose. This was it.
Yeah, this was like McGregor, but actually winning.
Actually doing something. Yes, actually.
No, but one more thing that wanted to mention.
Yes.
Just before the penalty shootout, I was reading. I was, they were mentioning some stats on television, and they said, um, and when they read the stats about him in penalty shootouts or penalty situations, they said Emi Martinez faced 34 penalties in his career. He only saved four. 34, he only saved four. And then only tonight, he saved almost as many in his whole career in only one night, in only five attempts. And he could have saved, as one of the readers was pointing it out, and also you, Roy,
Yeah.
the Cuadrado penalty. He was very well taken, and he could have saved that. That would have been really impressive. But he went in almost every penalty in the same direction. Then there was the other penalty that went in with the guy. I
Ah,
don't remember. I don't remember
let me get the name. Let me get the name.
the
Borja.
Colombian
Miguel Borja. Miguel
Borja.
Borja.
He went like with a motorbike.
Yes.
I think he's still riding that motorbike.
It's
But I mean, talk about losing it. But yeah, let's talk a little bit about our players taking the penalties.
yeah. Let's start with
Um,
Messi. We'll start.
yeah,
I mean, we'll go in chronological order.
yeah,
Messi. Look, I never blame anybody that steps up to take a penalty and misses ever, because it's not easy taking a penalty. It's not easy taking the first penalty, especially after the opposing team has already taken one and scored. And for Messi to place it where he placed it, because even if Ospina would have guessed the right way, he's not saving that.
absolutely not.
He's not
And
saving.
we previewed this game in a video yesterday or day before, and we mentioned a little bit about what happens if we go to penalties. Who will you
Yeah.
pick? And I said the Messi one will be the trickiest one, because obviously you can.
Mhm.
Hello, Ziggy,
Maybe.
our friend, a very good friend. Um, and we said, okay, there's no way you don't select Messi as one of your
Yeah.
five penalty takers. You have to select him, but at the same time, he has a bit of history with penalties not going his way. He got something like 25% of his shots saved, or you know not going in.
Yeah.
Um, the way he took it, that was great. That set the tone,
Yeah.
especially after Cuadrado had scored his the first goal.
Yeah.
And then I think second was De Paul. Yeah, if
Yeah.
I'm not
So yeah.
mistaken,
So
the
after that,
order.
yeah. So it was Rodrigo de Paul. Seba, I'll
Yeah.
let you take it.
No, yeah, that broke my heart. I saw. Yeah, I think
Yeah.
the emotions got to him. I think he tried to be as cool as possible, but he wasn't cool. And well, you all saw what happened with that. I'm just glad that the team saved him. And Emiliano Martinez ended up saving him, and also the other penalty takers who scored them.
I,
But mhm.
I was going to say there was someone I was surprised did not take a penalty. And by the way, but before I get to that,
Yeah.
sorry, I'll
We
let
don't
you
know
finish.
we don't know who was going to go fifth.
I,
I said I would have picked Emi Martinez. Remember, I told you if
yes, yes,
one penalty, I would have been surprised if he wasn't going for the fifth penalty. But that's a question we'll never know the answer to, because
yeah,
we won before needing the fifth penalty. Um, but yeah, Abdullah points it out. He never misses, and he's very good technically. He's got a lot of talent, and I
he
think
does.
that's why I think it was more of an emotional thing there. When you're under pressure, when you're in a situation like that, maybe you try to you know try something else, try something more, and it goes
Yeah,
out.
it happens. These things happen. I don't know. Maybe it's nerves. You can't.
Yeah,
It could be nerves,
yeah,
but credit to him for even wanting to take a penalty
of
and taking it
course.
second. Taking it second. That's never, like I said, taking any penalty
No,
is not easy. But
there are no easy
and
penalties. Yeah,
and and if you look at it, okay, obviously Messi took the first penalty because you expect him as the captain, and it's
hmm
Messi. But one of the veterans on the team, Di Maria, and that's the comment that James Foley just writes here, said Di Maria was probably next as the fifth. I was expecting Di Maria to take one. I was surprised he didn't. I was
Right.
surprised, especially as one of
No,
the veterans.
but it's a good call. He's one of the veterans, and the fifth penalty is always a pressure penalty.
Yeah.
As I said, I'm glad that we didn't have to wait for that answer. Um, and yeah, so I think
So,
when the Paul missed it, we all thought the worst, and then the Emiliano Martinez show really started. It took
yeah.
off from there.
So he had
He
already saved the Davidson Sanchez one.
Yeah,
So it went Cuadrado scored, Messi scored. Then he saved Sanchez, and then De Paul could have given Argentina the lead, didn't. Then it went to Jeremina and Martinez. Martinez, I can't remember if it was to Mina or Davidson Sanchez. He told him nervioso boludo. He literally told him like nervioso boludo. And
yeah,
I'm like, did I hear that properly? And he saved it. And then he saved the
yeah.
penalty. So he guessed the right way and saved it. And then Paredes.
Yeah, just before we go to Paredes, the boludo,
Yeah.
I wanna talk a little bit about, because that was one of the trademarks for Argentina. Boludo, the boludo word, could work as an insult, could work as tongue-in-cheek comment, and could work as a friendly word, because we said it all the time. We'd say to our friends, "Hey, boludo, ¿cómo estás?" But I don't think it was very offensive. It was it was something like don't play the boludo. I know you boludo. And yeah, Jaco Taco is saying boludo has many different meanings. I think every insult has could go both ways. Che boludo is like trademark. Somebody's from Argentina if he pronounces any of those two words, and they tend to come together. but yeah, then Paredes. I was pretty confident. I have to tell you right now. I said Paredes is going to score. I think he has fantastic technique.
Yeah.
The violence when he hits the ball. I was pretty sure, even if Ospina guessed the corner, it would have gone in, and Ospina didn't guess it. And I think that's the kind of penalty you should take in a situation like that.
Yeah.
Don't play like the fancy placed it slow or soft. Just go for it. Just put your foot through it and burst the net. That is what we needed. And Paredes, I think he really understood the moment and the situation, and he gave us the advantage that we never relinquished from there.
Yeah. No, and something about him, and obviously we'll talk about Lautaro as well. But their two penalties specifically, and I guess you could add Messi as well. They never looked at the goalkeeper. They knew where they were going to put it. They didn't care if Ospina was guessing the right way or not. They had it, placed in their minds. This is where I'm going to go. And you called it yesterday. I think a couple of people called it as well. Paredes was a very good penalty.
Yeah. Let's go with a little bit more Spanish lessons. Dibu is short for dibujo, which is also part of a combined expression that means cartoon, dibujos animados, right? There was a character in one very popular show on TV, on free-to-air TV. This was like the big thing in Argentine TV in the 90s. There was a family. One of the kids, when he was born, he wasn't a human being. He was a cartoon. Yeah. And this was just the new technology in the 90s, where actors were bit like Who Framed Roger Rabbit and that kind of thing, but taken to TV. And I'm guessing it's either, I don't know the story, I have to say, because of his cartoonish freckles and ginger's hair. Okay, that's right. He looked, maybe when he was a little boy, he looked like Dibu, the main character for that show, and that's why it's not a threatening nickname. It's actually the opposite. But he doesn't act like a Dibu. He's not painted. He's maybe too real for Colombia's liking. But yeah, that's the explanation behind the name. Yeah. And there was also another comment asking me if I could compare this penalty shootout situation with the one we had against Colombia in the Copa America '93. I remember we had two Penalty shootouts. We were the kings of penalty shootouts back then because 1990, getting all the way to the final, and we were used to play um, penalty shootouts back then. And yes, John is saying that we beat Colombia on penalties in the semifinal in 1993. I think I remember the decisive penalty was scored, and this is something that you guys have thrown at me. I'm not checking. There was a guy called Borelli. Cacho, I remember the nickname. I don't remember the name, but Cacho Borelli. I think his name was Juan or something like that. And he was a bold guy, pretty old, pretty skinny, playing as a center back, and he had some quality to take the penalties, and he scored one in that penalty shootout in '93. So yeah, we ended up going all the way to the final. We beat Mexico. It's a different opposition playing at home this time, but it's a good memory. I think it's a good comparison to bring it back to the conversation. Juan Jose Borelli. There you go. Juan, thanks, James Foley, for pointing it
There
out.
you go. Oops, sorry.
Thank you. Thank you. And he scored. I don't remember if it was the decisive penalty. I think it was. But I was like, because he used to play for us in my team. I knew him very well, and I was like, is he really going to take this one? And he surprised everybody. It wasn't like a Jorginho for Italy earlier today. That was amazing. But it was a quality, well placed penalty, and it took us to the final, if I'm not mistaken, because there were two different penalty shootouts in that competition. The other one against Ecuador, I think, the previous.
I believe it was Ecuador. Yes.
Yeah.
So then after Paredes, Miguel Borja scored for Colombia. And then
I hope he had a gasoline. Yeah.
And after this celebration, Martinez was standing behind him like this, and you just knew there was something going. So Lautaro, very well placed penalty by Lautaro, top roof of the net. That reminded me a little bit, maybe with less power, Veron in '98 versus England. I don't know if you remember that. I don't know if everyone in the chat remembers that. Step up, same technique, top the roof of the net, and that was unstoppable. Lautaro, wow.
Yeah, and also I was a bit concerned about Lautaro and his history with penalties. It's not the happiest one. But what a moment to take a penalty like that. Reminded me of Garay in 2014, says Daniel Ramlogan. Yeah, it was a very, very strong, well-taken penalty. Yeah. Also, Maxi Rodriguez, when he scored against the Netherlands.
Against Germany. The Netherlands. Germany 2006 was... He scored versus Netherlands, but his Netherlands one, Cillessen almost saved it. Cillessen got a hand to it. So it was the German one.
This one wasn't touched, but it was high up. That's the comparison I'm drawing, is because it was a penalty that was really near the bar. It wasn't touched. There was no way Ospina could have saved that, and that was a relief, because as you continue to keep the advantage, like in tennis, like breaking
the break point, the advantage.
It's gonna end. You're getting closer, but we got into a point. I think collectively we thought, there's no way they're scoring another penalty against Emiliano. I mean, he's got this. He's got this. We knew we were saved, and sure enough, he went and saved the last one.
And then it was Cardona, Edwin Cardona, and he did this. Actually, not him. There was someone, I can't remember the goalkeeper, but when he saved the Cardona shot and everyone was celebrating, and he stood up because he was waiting for the referee, because now they're doing this, and they're doing this often. And when I started celebrating, and then when I saw Emi just kind of standing there, I'm like, oh no.
This is Higuain in the final again. No.
Everyone kept rushing, and I said, okay, this is it. And then I just started running and screaming. Very emotional.
And just as MN is pointing out in a comment, maybe you can bring it up to everybody. Did you guys see Messi's reaction? I mean, in every penalty kick, he was like, there was too much at stake for him. I think he had more at stake than anybody else. I mean, he's desperate to win it, more desperate than we are. And who can blame him? And he was again, like against the Netherlands, and he was so grateful after the game. He was so grateful to Emiliano. He was like looking up because he needs to do that like this to look at Emiliano. But
Oh,
he was like a
you
little
didn't
kid
try
with
it.
a big brother. Say thank you, you saved me from the
Yeah.
dog attacking me or whatever.
It's
So
no, and it's I was him and watching the celebrations. You saw the tears in Emiliano Martinez's eyes. He was very emotional, very emotional. I saw a couple of players around De Paul, around
yeah,
Rodrigo De Paul as well. So you can tell this feels like a team. This is a team. It's friends.
yeah.
It's a group that's growing together, and we have a goalkeeper in Emiliano Martinez at least for the next several years.
Can you bring up Camila's comment, please? Camila says, "Can we talk about the video of Dibu dancing the Huachiturro?"
Let me see if I can get that. Let me see if I can get this
All right,
on.
all right. Yeah, that hump movement. That was. I think it was a good thing
Oh,
that yeah,
so
the game was played almost at midnight in Argentina, so kids probably went to bed already. If not, well, they learn something new. Sooner or later they're gonna learn
they're gonna
stuff like
learn it.
that. But yeah, the
So
bit of a
oh, this is
twerking. Yeah, the Huachiturros. It used to be a popular group, a popular band, and they were all dancing like that, like a little bit like Emmy did.
so look.
Yeah,
This is what shoot. Here,
yeah,
let
it
me see if I
happens.
get
This is
this.
live television, but
It's
you,
like so.
we
This is
can
this is
see.
what
Yeah,
Messi posted on Instagram. I can't lie;
hmm
it's not allowing me to log in here. But the first picture is him and Emiliano Martinez. It's,
fantastic,
it's several
fantastic.
pictures. Obviously, you could see this here. But wow,
But look at that statement from Emiliano. I will give my life for him. I mean, that says it all. And Emiliano was, I think he's the biggest fan of the national team ever. I mean, he said that he started crying after the game. He started
he did.
crying. He
Yeah,
couldn't help
yeah.
it. Yeah. Um, I think he was so overwhelmed with emotion. He even said that Scaloni is the greatest manager in the world. I mean, I
He
take
called
it
him,
down.
he called him
Yeah,
a great
yeah.
manager. He called him a great manager.
I think he said like great manager of the world. Anyway,
Right.
anyway, we're in the final, and
That's all that
there's
matters.
yeah, and there's no. We shouldn't take any credit away from Scaloni because
No,
he's
no.
picking these players. It's his decision that Emiliano is the keeper. It's his decision that we have Lautaro's number 9. So many of the players that are doing really great, and also his work and his influence. It's also helping for us to see that Messi is really happy. He's really happy right now. I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah.
and that hasn't always been the case for Messi in the national team. So a lot down to Scaloni. And let me just
Yeah.
touch on one other thing. After the game, immediately after the game, when players were celebrating, they were singing a song dedicated to the journalists with the curse word. Even they are united against some journalists because there's a lot of journalists really giving this team a lot of stick, really criticizing Scaloni, asking for Scaloni to be replaced even before he took over.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of lobby going on in the media, and the players were there
Super.
voicing out their um, yeah
The
their
support.
beef with the journalists. So
Yeah.
that was very clear. That we could hear what Emmy said during the penalty kick shootouts, but we also got to hear what the players were singing and dedicating the song to the journalists. I guess not all the journalists, but particular group of
Yeah.
people that constantly talk about wanting the national team to lose, so Scaloni gets the sack, and we go to the World Cup with another manager. So now these guys, these journalists, are 90 minutes away from looking like clowns.
Mhm.
They're already looking like clowns to a lot of people, but what if, what if it happens? What if this time
In
we go all the
wow,
way?
wow, this is yeah. I'm see the reason why I can't I have no words right now is because I'm thinking about Saturday and if like Argentina win and it's already
Hmm.
it's yeah it's look credit to Scaloni for even getting the team this far,
Yeah.
reaching semifinals 2 years ago, getting cheated should have made the final 2 years ago, making the final this time in Brazil again. I mean,
Mm. Yeah, yeah. We will review. We're getting a lot of questions about what's our
yeah,
starting 11. I think it's too early for that. We need to see how players recover. We need to,
yeah,
take a moment to recover ourselves because we went from straight from the game to this
to
live
this,
video, and
yeah,
we haven't had a lot of time to digest. And we're going to preview the game in the next couple of days. So stay tuned, pay attention, subscribe, like it,
yes,
so you get a notification next time we have a video. It's too soon maybe to start talking about
way too soon.
our starting 11 for the final. Um, let's just enjoy the moment for a while, and let's worry about Brazil a little later. Yeah,
Absolutely, exactly. No, it's wow, wow. And there's a message here. Niraj, thank you. Niraj writes, thanks, Eva Roy, as
fantastic.
always, for providing updates, coverage as long as I can remember. Not going with too much hope on the final, given all the pain since '98, but maybe this is the time. Well, number one, thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you, Niraj. It's our pleasure. It's always fun to do this and to
beautiful
talk about
words.
it.
Yeah, beautiful
Yes,
words.
yes,
Thank you.
very much so. Honestly, it means a lot. It means a lot.
Yeah,
Um, like you said, Seba, we're going to do another video, a separate video regarding the final and everything. We'll have time to digest this win
yeah,
and really celebrate and everything. But it's already 2 a.m. for you. It's past 2 a.m. for you. It's past
yeah.
2 a.m.
No,
for me.
I said I could pull an all-nighter, no problem. But maybe a couple of the questions they're asking us
Yes.
to pick man of the match.
Yeah,
Uh,
we'll talk about man of the match. I'm going to answer this. So Tulio asked, tattoo that's still on Roy. Forearms here.
nice.
I'll do it.
Bring it.
I'll do it.
Bring
I'm a
it.
man of my word. I will do it.
Bring it. Bring it.
Just win. Just win. That's all I ask. Just win.
And
Uh,
what's the design? Is the design already picked, or
no. So what
can
I
we
had
vote?
said.
Can we vote
So
for it?
what I had said was this. I said if Argentina won the Copa America, I will tattoo the name of the player who scores the winning goal for Argentina.
Oh, I hope it's a Neymar on goal.
So, well, wait a minute. So there were a couple of very clever people like yourself, Seba, who said, "Oh, what if it's Neymar?" So if it's an own goal, I'll get something else. It's still going to
All
be
right.
Copa
All right.
related, but I'll get something else. A lot of people said Otamendi have like tattoo Otamendi. Look, if Otamendi scores, Otamendi scores. I'll tattoo Otamendi. I don't care. I want this win. I want this
Fantastic.
win.
Fantastic.
Man of the match, other than Emiliano Martinez, because this is a no-brainer.
No, why? Why? That was gonna be my pick.
Okay, so Emiliano, so this is why, because
Yeah.
MN writes man of the match. Besides, I mean, look,
Yeah.
it's obviously Emiliano
Yeah.
Martinez as man of the match. It's not even close. But other than so, we had two aliens today. We had Messi and we had Emiliano Martinez.
My God.
Aliens aside, we're talking about human beings. Who is your man of the match? Let us know, everybody. Let us know in the chat. Who is your man of the match?
Yeah.
James Foley writes Messi. Aside from Messi and Emiliano, but someone else. Your stand up.
I really liked Lo Celso.
Yeah.
The up until he got too tired or replaced. I don't know if it was a tactical decision or it was something physical. Lautaro, obviously he scored. He could have scored a couple more, but I think he did a lot for the team.
Mhm.
Um, but yeah, it will be between those two. I think the Paul had a quiet game today. I always
Yeah.
um, set him aside because I really like him. And Di Maria had a great introduction as well.
Yeah.
So
It's my my two are Otamendi, and this is very difficult, but it is Otamendi for me, one of them. And actually, there you go. Just literally as I'm saying this, Siad writes I think Otamendi had a very underrated game. I think he did. I would say Otamendi. I want to say Di Maria. I don't know. I'm
Mm,
tempted to say Di Maria. Lo Celso had a very good game for the 45 minutes or 50 minutes that
yeah,
he played. I thought he was solid.
yeah.
I thought Paredes was good. Guido was good, but I gotta go with Otamendi. I know a lot of people hate on him, and I understand it. Trust me, but for me, it's got to be Otamendi. If we're not talking the
All right,
aliens and Messi
all right.
and
Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough. Um, I'm
any
reading a lot. I'm reading
yeah
a lot, and I know I just said that we're gonna talk about the game against Brazil, but maybe this is something that I missed.
yeah
Gabriel Jesus is out for
suspended.
Brazil. Yeah,
Yeah, it
is
was
this
announced.
okay?
They appealed it and they told him no.
All right, all right.
They appealed it. Brazil appealed Gabriel Jesus' red that he got versus
Chile.
Chile. Yeah, in the
It was the flying
quarter.
kick. He hit Eugenio Mena in the face.
Yeah,
They're asking. Some of the comments are asking why he got suspended. It was a nasty. I'm surprised he didn't go to jail because because that was really bad. That was
that
really
was
bad.
bad. Yeah,
I
but
don't necessarily think he really meant it, but that was too risky. It was a red, and also very dangerous. So I think the too much ban. Um, is deserved. I think Brazil will have not a lot of problems to replace him. They
no.
have Gabigol. The Maracanã is his home turf. He's used to play there. He's a he's a difficult guy. Maybe they select him. Maybe not. I don't know. Tite has so many options. So
Yeah,
uh,
he does. Look, and it's Brazil, and I know we talk about it all. They barely beat Peru and they barely beat
mhm.
Chile, and that is true to a certain degree. It is true, but
It all goes out the window. Yeah,
that's
it
it.
all goes out the window. Yeah.
It's a final. It's versus Argentina. It's versus Brazil. The form. Forget about the form. Who's been winning? Who's been losing? Especially in a Copa final. Especially at the Maracanã in Brazil. I mean,
Hmm. Hmm.
I think obviously Brazil is going to be very motivated, and our boys are going to be very motivated. I mean, for Brazil, you cannot have Argentina win the Copa in Brazil at the Maracanã. Let's forget about that. But Argentina, you still have 2019 in mind. For Messi, you still have 2007 in mind. It's everything. It's a culmination of everything. So we'll see. We're going to talk about the final
Yeah.
in the other.
Yeah. Yeah, we can talk about previous finals in the next couple of videos because there's so many of them. I mean, since 2004, we reached this is a fifth Copa America final, if I'm not mistaken, and we lost two to Brazil,
Four,
we lose two to Chile. We didn't make the final when we organized it
yeah,
in 2011.
2011.
Yeah, but there's a lot. There's a lot to digest and to discuss
Yeah,
and to preview. Let's enjoy it. Let's enjoy tonight before talking about Brazil and the next
yeah.
game.
Yes, no, absolutely, absolutely. Um, Anything else, Seba, before we close this up?
No, just thank you so much. The comment section was really
Very
active
lively,
tonight.
as
Really
always. As
thankful.
always.
Yeah, as always, as always. The wine, where's the wine? Simeon is asking, where's the wine? I drank it all.
Um,
I drank it all.
I was going to drink tonight. I
No,
was just close to drinking, but I said no, 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 no. Not now. We'll leave it for
there's
Saturday.
no more wine. There's no more wine. I need to get a new talisman, a new lucky omen, because the
There
bottle of
you go.
wine is gone.
Yeah, absolutely. But no, it's we'll leave the wine for Saturday.
All right, all right.
We'll leave the wine for Saturday.
Deal, deal.
Uh, there you go. There was a comment. Let me just read this. Daniel. So Daniel says we should vote for the tattoo design. Uh, let's win first, and we'll talk about the tattoo. I'm open. I'm open for it, but let's get the win first, and we'll
All right, all right.
we'll talk about the tattoo. James Foley, thank you. Thanks for a good live session. Thank
Thank
you,
you.
James. Thank you, everybody, for joining. As Seba mentioned, as always, it's been. I love the comment section. Leave your comment to like if you haven't already. Subscribe if you haven't already. To never miss a thing regarding the Argentina national team. September. Thank you.
Yeah.
Name.
Do
Jack
you remember?
Not yet,
Yeah.
Seba. Not yet. Not yet. Not yet. But
Uh,
yeah, no, it was fun, everybody. Thank you for joining. I know we had some people all around the world. East Asia. We had some Australia and Africa, Europe, South America, North America, literally all around the world. And thank you for that. Thank you for watching. My name is Roy Nemmer of Mundo Albiceleste.com. This is Sebastian Garcia, the living legend himself, the one, the only. And Argentina are in the final of the Copa America. If you enjoyed the video, hit that like button. If you haven't already, hit the subscribe button to never miss a thing regarding the Argentina national team. Thank you, everybody, for watching. Until next time.
Remember, Roy, I know you. I know you. You're scared. I know you. In the words of Emi Martinez. Thank you. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, everybody.